Hello everybody, it's the King back here with another video. Today guys, we are back with another channel update. Now, I don't like to normally do these too often just because I am the type of person who can basically talk forever. But I do like to do them whenever like there's an important event happening, a change to the channel, or a change to like my personal health or anything like that. And there's actually a couple changes, a bunch of things we actually need to talk about today, so it's kind of good. Just a quick disclaimer though, you guys are going to probably be seeing some game in the background. I don't really know what I'm going to record. Maybe it's going to be some some balloon tower defense, maybe it's going to be some stumble guys, maybe like a warframe survival. I don't really know, but regardless, I'm currently looking at a black screen right now, so that means that I have nothing to distract myself with. So my brain will probably be full ADHD right now, and we'll just like go on tangents. I'm gonna try to keep it like as concise as possible, but yeah, whatever you guys are watching right now is there just for your own viewing pleasure, and it's not actually like I'm not playing it actively right now, so it is what it is. Anyway, I guess the first thing we should kind of talk about is the is sort of my health, since that's been pretty horrible lately, and I have just gotten, like, as you guys know, I had a surgery done last month, and I just got the results back. Just talked to my doctor like a couple days ago and shit like that. So I might as well start there. Now, the channel has grown exponentially since the last time I've kind of done a channel update, or since the last time I've even really talked about that. So I might as well just give a quick recap. About a year ago, I was still around like October of last year. I got fired from Taco Bell because I was sick. It was my worst month ever that I have ever lived. I got like a cold or a flu or something, right? And then that basically started my like downhill, because the very like next few days I was feeling super sick, so I went to my doctor, and he was like, oh, I got like, I think it was like a throat virus or a throat infection or whatever. And then it was literally the very next week it was I can't remember if it was a chest infection or a lung infection, and then the next week it was a lung infection. But like either way, it was like the next 2 weeks I had a lung infection and then a chest infection. I just can't remember which order. And then the fourth week I had a an ear infection, which is just great. And then about like I want to say like 3-4 days after I like got that diagnosis for the ear infection, I was taking antibiotics for it and shit, like ear drops. I still felt really awful. So like I called up my doctor. I was like, hey bro, I really still feeling I'm dying. Like I feel like horrible. So we did some blood tests and shit, and he calls me back up later and he's like, so your blood tests haven't come back with anything positive, but you do have a few like markers of something we want to confirm, so we're gonna have you do a secondary blood test. Now at the time he didn't tell me what it was because he didn't want to freak me out or whatever, but I got a call a couple days or like maybe a week later or something, and it turns out I actually have Lyme disease, which is just so great. You know, like I said, it was my best month I've ever lived. You know, it was just so fun living through all that. So anyway, I got Lyme disease, and then I started Lyme disease antibiotics, right, which were great because they were like 2-3 weeks, and they really messed up my stomach. And that's kind of where the story actually starts. It's the stomach issues. All that shit, like all the other things I was sick with, are actually irrelevant long term, right? They were pretty annoying to deal with short term, but they were like irrelevant in the long term story of what's been going on for this past year. It turns out that the stomach issues weren't related to my like Lyme disease antibiotics, or if they were, then like it wasn't like they weren't caused by the Lyme disease antibiotics, but like that's kind of like what first upset my stomach, I guess. But basically for this past year, my stomach has just been all over the place, and it's been really bad. I don't want to get too graphic or anything because it's kind of disgusting, but like it also like just like worst pain I've ever been in. Like I've if you guys know some of my medical history, you know that like I have like I've been literally told by doctors several times, oh, you're lucky to be alive, you almost died, blah 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 blah. And like there's been a number of medical like things that have happened to me that have like nearly crippled me as well, so that's really fun. So I've had a very extensive medical history, but it's been very different with this like issue because it's just like it's just so painful, you know what I mean? And like I said, this has been going on for a year now, like in October, which is like almost just a little bit longer than a month. It will basically be a full year I've been suffering with this. And so I did an endoscopy and a colonoscopy just a month ago, and we finally have the results back for that, which is just great because basically what this is what it's my it's my my doctors are telling me it's chronic. It's irritable bowel syndrome, IBS. You guys may or may not have heard of that before, and it's great, which means that it's never gonna go away. It can be treated and like mitigated and shit like that with like medicine, but the medicine that works is different for everyone, so it'll take them weeks or maybe even a month or two or whatever to find like the right regimen for it to work on me. And as if that isn't enough, it turns out that there's a very good chance that my stomach also has an infection in it, and this infection has probably been with me for a while, and that's kind of what's been like aggravating my symptoms to such a degree. It's kind of the same thing with the Lyme disease antibiotics, where or sorry, the Lyme disease tests, where they were like, it hasn't come back positive, but there are signs, so we're gonna do a more specific test. And that's kind of what's happening right now. They were like, well, your like initial like colonoscopy and endoscopy didn't come back with like it being positive, but it did show signs that this is probably what's happening, and so we need you to do a more specific like breath test to like determine it. But it seems like you have that from like from the symptoms you're saying, from the signs we're seeing, all that shit. It seems pretty obvious that you have that, but we can't prescribe you antibiotics until we actually have that confirmed. So that's kind of like the health shit that's been going on. Really fun. And so that's also kind of why like it's been so difficult for me to record videos in the past couple days. It's just like normally the pain fluctuates already, but like every once in a while I'll hit like peaks where like the pain is just so bad for so consistently long. And like when I mean bad, I mean like 9s, 9.5s, like you know how like when you go to a doctor, they're like, oh, on the pain scale of 1 to 10, how much is your pain? Yeah, I'm like on the very like top level of pain that can possibly have, because I've experienced level 10 pain in my life before, right? Level 10 pain in my perspective is like pain so bad you're paralyzed, like pain so bad you cannot move because of the pain, right? I've experienced that a couple times in my life. And so like this isn't that bad, but it's like just below that. Like literally, like I can still move, but oh my god, do I wish I can't. You know what I mean? It's so bad that like the only option I've got is to sleep all day to kind of escape it. That's kind of how bad it is. So that's kind of been the health issue. We're going to talk about a couple different topics in this update video. So that now that the health is out of the way, I'm going to talk about something that sort of is directly related to the health, and that is streams. If you guys are new to the channel, then you guys may not know this, but I actually was streaming pretty consistently before I got sick, and also around the time I first got sick. I would stream every day or every other day, or sometimes once every 3 days or something, but I tried to stream at least like a few times a week, you know what I mean? And I was trying, so like I said, I was streaming pretty consistently, and they were pretty long streams too, right? Like an hour, 2 hours, sometimes we had even 3 hours. I think the longest stream we've ever had was almost 4 hours long or something like that. But yeah, we were streaming pretty consistently. Unfortunately, as I was kind of saying, like the pain makes it very difficult, because it's like even just recording videos is extremely difficult, because like it's just so difficult to like focus on commentary and shit when you feel like your stomach is killing you. But even more than that, it's kind of and this is kind of like the embarrassing thing to like kind of admit, right? And it's kind of the where like if I was sick with anything else, I could just be like, oh, this is what's going on, and it would be so much easier to like sort of describe without feeling like an inherent embarrassment. But like and this is, like I said, I was still streaming after I actually got sick, but like if you guys go back to those streams, you'll notice that every like few times in a stream, or like every couple streams or something, I would just like suddenly end it out of nowhere, right? Like I'd be like, okay, we're gonna go for another hour or something, and then all of a sudden out of nowhere I'd be like, actually I'm gonna end it right here, and then I would just do an outro and like I would end it, or like I would try to make it seem smooth. But now that I'm pointing it out, if you guys go back and watch those streams, it should be pretty obvious that like there were times where I will just like instantly try to end the stream as quickly as possible. And it's because those times where like my stomach would just be like, no, you're gonna have to go be in agony for the next hour or 2 hours or whatever, right? And it's like I can't control that, and it's really sort of like embarrassing. But it's like with the current symptoms that I've got, it's almost impossible for me to sit down for 20 minutes, half an hour or whatever. Like there are times when I can like literally be sitting down for hours and it's fine. There are other times when like within 20 minutes I've got to go to the bathroom and be like in there for like 2 hours or whatever, and it is, like I said, embarrassing. So that's kind of why haven't been any streams. I really actually want to like stream again, like streaming. I've mentioned it before, but streaming was the most enjoyable thing I've done in YouTube. You know what I mean? It is so enjoyable for me to stream, like genuinely enjoyable. I love interacting with you guys, the viewers. I love making jokes. I love like just bouncing around chat. I love sort of the interactions that live streams like allow me to experience. I've mentioned it before, but like the most important part for me in the YouTube like sort of like job, right, and like the sort of experience of being a YouTuber is the viewer interactions. For me, it is the most important thing. I absolutely enjoy that. I love it so much, and so not being able to stream genuinely sucks. And there's been several times where I will like post in my admin chat, which is like a private chat I've got with just my YouTube admins and like Discord admins, and I'm like, hey guys, I'm gonna try to get a stream in within the next week, no promises, and then it just never happens. And it's happened, like I've posted that message several times, right, where it's like I'll have like a streak of like a couple days where I'm feeling great, and so I'll post, hey, I'm gonna have a stream soon, and then like either I get sick or like my stomach just starts reacting up or whatever, and it's like I just can't like stream, and it's so bad, dude, because I could technically just like make a quick like 20-minute stream or like a 30-minute stream, but the issue is that it kind of feels like it kind of feels like if you're gonna stream for such a short amount of time, then there's no point in even streaming, and like I just like, you know what I mean, it would just be more preferable to make a video, because the issue with streams, especially on the shorter side, is that they like here's the thing, unlike videos, right, where I try to make everything as entertaining as possible, and I try to make sure that there are very few low points throughout a 20-minute, 30-minute video, right? Streams are very different, because streams are, as I said, a lot more interactive with chat, which means there's a lot of points in the actual stream where nothing's really happening in the game that I'm playing, or like nothing's really like being like talked about, and we're just like chilling and we're vibing, which is, it's great for a stream feel. But if it's a super short, and so it's just like 20 minutes or whatever of us doing literally nothing, no progress in the game, nothing, 20 minutes probably isn't even long enough for most people to join, so like we're having like one conversation, two conversations, and then that's it, and we're ending the stream. Like it's not viable to do it, right? It would be more like a waste of your time than an enjoyable experience, and I don't want to waste y'all time, right? That's like, I've made that very clear throughout every single one of my videos. I hate feeling like I'm wasting y'all time, right? I try to make my videos as entertaining and as concise as possible, specifically for that reason. So hopefully, though, like I said, now that we do have an official diagnosis, it might take them a few weeks, a month or two, but eventually we are gonna find like a regimen that kind of works for my specific issue, and so hopefully when that happens, I'll be able to get back to streaming. Now that that's out of the way, we've talked about like health, we've talked about streaming. Let's talk about Discord, and then after we talk about Discord, we'll go ahead and talk about sort of channels, which will be very exciting. Now, Discord, I have mentioned before on Discord that I intend to kind of revamp the entire Discord. Me and the admins, you know what I mean, we got together a little while ago, and we kind of talked about some like new rule changes and sort of how like we want the server to run from now on, because when I first started the channel, I kept all my videos sort of PG, right? No swearing, no sort of more mature content, all that shit. But as you guys have probably, like, if you're new viewers especially, you know, the series, like a lot of my series are now more like noir series, you know what I mean? That doesn't mean that I don't have like still PG content like Minecraft, Stumble Guys, Lego, you know what I mean? But I still also now like allow myself to be a lot more free in what I can say and what I can sort of talk about in sort of more things like Warframe. I think that's actually the only noir series that we have currently up right now, which is actually yeah, now that I think about it, I think Warframe's the only like noir series that we have right now. But like we did used to have like Batman Arkham, we used to have like Marvel Spider-Man, that kind of shit, right? But regardless, like, actually, I don't think Marvel Spider-Man, we set it to noir because noir didn't exist back then. Like, the noir tag didn't exist back then. But regardless, right, it doesn't really make sense to have, like, noir, like content on the channel, and then to restrict people from kind of, like, swearing and, like, just being a lot more free in what they can say and what they can kind of talk about in Discord, right? It's kind of like a weird disconnect. Now, initially, the reason we put those rules in place for Discord specifically was because there's a lot of kids on Discord, and obviously like in our Discord specifically, like my initial content was a lot more childish, even though it was never geared towards specifically children. My aim, and I've talked about this a little bit in the past, but my aim has always been to make content that is enjoyable for all ages. Basically, no matter if you're 85 or if you're 5 years old, you can sit down and watch the content and you can still enjoy it, right? And that's kind of what the general content I upload on the channel is. But now with the noir tag, I kind of have like series that are a little more geared towards older folks or more mature folks, right? So it doesn't really make sense to kind of keep the Discord in sort of its archaic form while the channel has actually evolved and progressed in a way that wasn't initially like intended at the time of its creation. So that kind of begs the question: how are we gonna get Discord to kind of match the current the current status of the channel? Well, me and the admins, like I said, we sat down for I think like an hour or two, and we kind of like just bounced ideas back and forth, and we have rule changes and shit that will be coming to the Discord. This should have been integrated into the Discord within like 3 weeks ago. But as I've said, I've been like in really, really horrible pain recently, and so I just honestly have not been able to sit down and just like get all that done. I'm gonna try to get it done within the next few days, which is why I'm announcing it. But basically, Discord is going to be completely revamped. You guys will have a lot of things you've been finally asking for if you're already on the Discord. If you're not, by the way, join it. But for example, you guys will have roles, that way you can specifically be pinged only for games or videos or shit that you guys actually care about. We're gonna be reworking the permissions for every single like text channel and like media channel, all that shit. We're gonna be reworking the sneak peeks section. We're gonna be reworking basically everything. Everything's gonna be getting a top to bottom rework, and we are going to be adding noir sort of like sections of the Discord, which will basically allow people who like are interested in noir games, like for example Warframe, the Warframe chat and the Warframe media and shit that belongs to the noir series, will get a Discord noir tag, and that will basically just mean, hey, you can basically swear, but just like don't make it too vulgar or whatever, right? So there'll be a whole new set of rules specifically dealing with channels and media channels that are tagged as noir. Now, for those of you who are younger and are a little concerned about that and aren't really sure you want to be exposed to that, you don't have to worry. For the most part, it's not like there's not gonna be any NSFW content of any kind on this channel. That's not what this is for. You know what I mean? This Discord channel will always be just for YouTube videos, and as you guys can tell, I am obviously not making NSF content on my on my YouTube channel, so it doesn't make any sense for it to be available on the Discord either. It'll just mean that you basically have a lot more leeway in what you can say in those specific text channels. I hope I've explained that well enough. If not, just wait a few days and I'll have an official explanation posted on the Discord. Now that we've talked about that, time to talk about channels. If you guys don't know, not only am I a YouTuber, but I'm also an aspiring author, although that isn't really going too greatly, because unfortunately, it takes me quite a bit to actually make a chapter. I know that there are authors out there that can like write a chapter within like anywhere from like 2 to 6 hours. I don't understand how they do it. I've tried. I genuinely cannot understand how they do that. It takes me a few days to make a chapter. Now, here's the thing. I'm not even gonna lie though, right? When the chapter is done, oh my god, the quality, bro. Because like I always be refining that quality, right? Now, I've talked about it before where I want to like eventually make a new channel just for book shit where like we talk about like like we talk about my books, so sort of the power structures, characters, all that shit, and then also maybe we talk about some other books, right? Like maybe we do some book reviews, maybe we kind of like suggest books, stuff like that. So basically, I've already like we're gonna be making a channel, right, for that. Within pretty soon actually. I don't know how long or it's going to take to make this channel, but that channel will be coming very soon, and it is going to, like I said, going to be focused specifically on the books and shit. It's going to take me a while before I can get enough like backlog chapters to kind of start like releasing the chapters publicly so that you guys can read them whenever you want. But until I do that, I am going to be releasing videos every once in a while, basically just not expounding, but like basically just exploring the world that these books that I'm writing takes place in, right? So we'll be exploring certain like concepts, certain power structures, how certain like races developed, their like traits and stuff like that, and just we'll be just sort of like exploring all that in-depth videos. But that's not the only new channel that's going to be created. I did kind of ask. I've been asking you guys for a while, actually, on Discord and shit about like, should I make a reaction channel and just like react to some of the crazy shit that's happening on the internet and in real life and stuff like that. And we've kind of reached a consensus, which by the way, which is one of the reasons why I suggest you guys always join the Discord, because it's honestly the best place for you guys to just be able to suggest stuff for me, also to be able to kind of share your thoughts and opinions on any ideas I'm thinking of implementing either to the Discord, to the YouTube channel, or just like games and content in general. Regardless, so a new channel is going to be coming out as well, which is going to be a react channel. We're just going to be basically reacting to videos and or situations that are happening in the real world and sharing our opinions and thoughts and views. Now, a quick disclaimer I want to make about that channel is that I will be sharing, like I said, my thoughts, opinions, and views, which, depending on what we're gonna like react to, because I don't want to just make that channel just like a political react channel or anything like that, right? I kind of want to react to everything, funny videos, maybe like some anime drama that's happening, game drama that's happening, like maybe it's just like you know what I mean, maybe maybe every once in a while, you know what I mean, if something political happens, I also want to react to that. But like, it also, that by like definition means that I will be sharing my opinions on that shit. And I do know that people get very, very sort of close-minded when it comes to politics, when it comes to religion, when it comes to like anything that they kind of feel very strongly about. I would just like to ask that you guys keep an open mind. If I say something you don't particularly agree with or anything like that, just feel free to like put it in the comments and we can have a discussion about it, right? I don't want this channel to turn into a war zone in the same way that I don't want my King channel to turn into a war zone. You know what I mean? I always want it to be a place for sort of conductive criticism, right? So if you ever feel like I say something that you don't particularly agree with over on the React channel, just let me know. We don't have to turn into a fight. You don't have to like be like, oh my god, King is like such a horrible person. We can talk about it, and then we can, like, you know what I mean, sort of be like, oh, so this is why he thinks like A, B, and C, you know what I mean, and we can like break it down and shit. Which I'm hoping, obviously, this is just for new viewers and or viewers who have who are kind of interested in the React channel, or but like are I don't know, but are a little more combative or like debative, right? Which, by the way, I love debates. I've mentioned it before. I absolutely love to just debate shit. But like, I'm also the type of person who, when I hear something that I don't agree with, I'll be the first to be like, no, that's stupid, right? So it's going for people who are like me, who are like-minded to myself, who are very like combative and shit, right? Because I still want the all my channels to be as conducive and as sort of friendly as possible. That's going to be all for this update video. I do apologize for taking up so much of your time, and I do hope you all have a wonderful day. If not, I do hope it turns into a great and wonderful day, and I will see you all later. Peace out, guys.